The old 5-second rule. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. A piece of food falls on the ground and you get a grace period of 5 seconds to pick it up and eat it without having to throw it out. Your cat, well, your feline pal would probably find the 5-second rule a bit cute and funny. 5-second rule? What about a 30-minute rule? In this material, I'll talk about why cats eat off the floor, eat off the ground, and pretty much any surface they so desire, seemingly without second thought. Who needs a fancy cat bowl when your kitchen floor will be just fine? This topic, I've got you covered. Stay tuned. When it comes to your cat's dinner table of choice, well, if you can imagine it, your cat will probably consume a meal right there on it. The ground, the floor, the table, the drainage gutter right in front of your house. It really doesn't matter. But why? Why would a cat choose to eat from a dirty surface? When discussing a topic like this, and some that are quite similar, it all harkens back to the fact of the matter that your cat is an animal, and eating off the floor and off the ground, it's what they know best. It's what they know before they know anything else when it comes to the topic of food consumption. It's rude, it's crude, it's instinctual. Cats in the wild, they don't have fine china. They have the ground, the woods, the grass, perhaps someone's patio, and perhaps a paper plate from a neighbor. That is, if they're lucky. As a cat owner, it's important to realize that consuming food from a bowl isn't simple. It's not easy, it's not familiar, and it has to be learned, and you have to be the one to teach it. This is why some cats, even felines that are well trained, have lived in a home setting for years and are more than familiar with a bowl. They still don't like it. Whisker fatigue. This can occur if the bowl isn't wide enough. Whisker to bowl contact can be painful, annoying, and just bothersome. This is one reason why some cats would rather consume a meal straight off your kitchen floor than deal with a bowl. One of my cats, when he consumes dry food, he sticks a paw in the bowl, removes what he wants, places it on the floor, and then eats. Eating food from a bowl isn't something that comes natural to a cat, and as an owner, this is something that you should always be mindful of, especially if you find that your cat would rather consume a meal elsewhere. Another reason why cats will eat off the floor isn't always the bowl itself, but the placement of the bowl. If your cat's meal station is in a high traffic zone in the home, near the litter box, near the front door, if your pet isn't happy with the location, then your cat will become far less inclined to eat from the bowl. Question: do you have a multi-cat household? Do they all dine from the same bowl? This is yet another possible reason for your cats wanting to eat from the floor. The scent of other cats milling around with the food, the scent of the bowl itself. All of this can serve as a red flag and decrease your cat's desire to consume a meal in this fashion. Cats love to be in control, and your pet's food bowl has the control. If the food is on the floor, there's a sense of freedom involved, and your cat will know it and take advantage of it. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, this topic certainly lends to stories, examples, reasons why, the whole bit. Is your cat suddenly refusing to eat from the bowl? Or has your pet never found the bowl appealing and always wanted meals right off the floor? If your cat refuses, what have you done or attempted to do in order to get your cat to eat from the bowl? Have you tried multiple bowls, bowls that are a bit wider and more accommodating? What about material, ceramic bowl, plastic bowl? It's also worth noting that some cats choose to eat from the floor due to the scent of the bowl. Many plastic bowls, mainly plastic bowls. I mentioned multiple cats consuming food from the same bowl and the scent that can introduce, but it's important to note that some cats get turned off by the scent of the material itself. New plastic bowls, I've seen some cats just run from those things. Same for water served in a new plastic bowl. When that new car smell invades the bowl, there could be some mixed reviews involved. Another question for the audience: do you serve your cat's meals right there on the floor, as in that's the deliberate plan? I've heard of people placing a sheet of wax paper down on the kitchen floor when mealtime arrives and they feed their cat or cats, and then they just throw the paper away when the meal is over. If you feed from the floor, I'd love to read your opinion on this topic as a whole and the reasons behind your decision. Was your cat refusing to consume food from the bowl? Or was this an open feeding, let's call it? And was it always that way? Always the choice that you made? Please let me know. And just an FYI before I wrap things up, after I sign off, please stay tuned and I'll display a few on-screen graphics just to summarize everything that was talked about here in this video. Your thoughts, your stories. As always, the comment section is all yours. If you enjoyed this material, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the senior cat wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.